You won't believe what some of these tiny dimes are worth today. From rare mint errors to coins hiding in plain sight, these 10 Roosevelt and Mercury dimes could turn your pocket change into a collector's jackpot. Watch till the end, because the last coin on this list has shocked even expert appraisers with its insane auction price. Number 1. If you're watching this right now, don't look away, because there's a tiny, ordinary-looking dime from 1975 hiding one of the biggest secrets in U.S. coin history. Most people would glance past it, toss it in a jar, or spend it without thinking twice. But if you know exactly what to look for, and where to look, this one single dime could change your life in an instant. Could one be sitting in your house right now? You're about to find out. This coin's origin starts during one of the most overlooked transitions in the U.S. mint's history. The year is 1975, and across the country, the mint is producing millions of Roosevelt dimes for everyday use. Nothing unusual at first glance. But something slipped through the cracks, something so rare that it would become a legend among collectors. At the San Francisco Mint, where proof coins are made with exceptional detail and quality, a small number of proof dimes were struck, but with a fatal flaw. They were missing the mint mark entirely. Now, let's pause for a second, because this wasn't just a missing detail. This was a proof coin, carefully made for collectors, that should have had the unmistakable S mint mark stamped just beneath Roosevelt's neck. Every single proof coin from San Francisco was supposed to carry that mark. It was the rule. But somehow, against all odds, a few dimes were struck without it, and at least 2 managed to escape the mint's strict quality control and ended up in the hands of collectors. It was a shocking mistake, one that would make history. The reason this dime is so special lies not just in the missing mint mark, but in its finish and production method. A genuine 1975 no-S dime isn't like your everyday change, it's a proof coin. That means the surface is mirror-like, with razor-sharp details and a stunning contrast between the raised images and flat background. If you ever find a 1975 dime with no mint mark and it shines like a mirror, you might be looking at something incredibly rare, but don't get fooled. The Philadelphia Mint also struck dimes in 1975 without a mint mark, but those are not proofs. They're ordinary circulation coins. The key is in the finish. If it looks flat, worn, or average, it's not what you're looking for. But if it looks like a tiny piece of jewelry, with crisp edges and deep design, it's time to pay attention. Now here's where things get exciting, and where the real money comes in. Only 2 authentic 1975 no-S proof dimes have ever been confirmed by experts. Just 2 in the entire world. That's why collectors are constantly searching, examining every 1975 proof set, and watching for even the smallest signs that another might exist. And yes, they are willing to pay an absolute fortune for one. One of these ultra-rare dimes was sold by Heritage Auctions in August of 2019, certified by PCGS, and it brought in a staggering $456,000. That's almost $500,000 for one dime, and another example was sold privately for even more, reportedly over $500,000. These aren't rumors, they're confirmed, published sales from the most respected names in the coin world. Because of this coin's mythical status, the demand is higher than ever. Collectors from all over the globe dream of finding a third specimen, or maybe a fourth, hiding in an old proof set forgotten in someone's attic, or tucked away in a collection no one has looked at in decades. Every time a 1975 proof set shows up online, the buzz begins again. Could this be the one? Condition plays a massive role in the value too. Because the known examples were found in sealed proof sets, they were preserved in nearly flawless condition. That means if another one is ever discovered, it must be clean, sharp, and as close to perfection as possible to command those sky-high prices. Even a slightly damaged one could still be life-changing, but a perfect one? That's the kind of coin that makes headlines. If you're a treasure hunter, hobbyist, or just curious, here's what to do. First, get your hands on any 1975 proof set you can find, especially ones that haven't been tampered with. Take a close look at the dime inside. Does it shine like a mirror? Is the detail extra sharp? And most importantly, Is that S mint mark missing? If so, don't wait. Send it to PCGS or NGC immediately and have it authenticated. Do not try to clean it, just protect it and get it certified. These rare dimes don't usually show up in loose change, but they do appear in estate sales, old coin collections, or even on auction sites where the seller doesn't know what they're holding. Always look closely, double-check every proof coin, and never assume something has no value just because it's small. The 1975 no mint mark proof dime remains one of the most fascinating mysteries in American numismatics. And while only 2 have surfaced, many experts believe more could still be out there. The question is, who will find the next one? Could it be you? Will your next coin hunt uncover a 6-figure treasure hiding in plain sight? Thanks a lot for watching and being part of this incredible journey into the world of rare US coins. If you love discovering the truth about ultra-rare coins and seeing the real auction prices that most people don't even believe are possible, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more powerful coin content every week. Drop a comment if you've ever come across an unusual dime, or want help checking your coins. I'd love to hear from you. Keep hunting, and who knows, your next coin might just make you rich overnight. Number 2. What if the $1 coin sitting in your change drawer could actually be worth thousands of dollars? You heard that right. A simple Susan B. Anthony dollar with the tiny P mint mark from 1979 has shocked collectors and taken the numismatic world by storm. It's not just pocket change, it could be the unexpected treasure you've been searching for. One rare variety has sold for an unbelievable sum at auction, and the craziest part? Most people don't even know what to look for. The story of this remarkable coin starts in 1979, a year that marked a major turning point in U.S. coinage history. The United States Mint released the Susan B. Anthony dollar, honoring one of the most influential voices in the women's suffrage movement. It was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical woman, breaking a long-standing tradition of allegorical or symbolic female figures on American currency. The coin's release was a bold step forward in representation, but it also brought with it some of the most fascinating design quirks and production errors in modern numismatics. Now let's talk about what makes the 1979 piece Susan B. Anthony dollar so special. At a glance, it looks like a standard $1 coin, silver in appearance, though it's made from a copper nickel-clad composition. But there's one detail that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary: the shape of the number 9 in the date. Early in production, the mint used a font with a narrow, pointed 9, but shortly after, they switched to a blunter, wider version. These 2 versions became known as the narrow rim and the wide rim varieties, and the latter is where the real money lies. The 1979 P wide rim Susan B. Anthony dollar, also known as the near date, is the version every collector wants to get their hands on. Why? Because it was only produced for a very short time before the mint reverted back to the narrower design. In this variety, the rim of the coin is much thicker and closer to the numbers in the date, especially the 1 and the 9. This subtle difference makes a massive impact on value, and many unsuspecting collectors have these coins without realizing their true worth. When it comes to value, this coin is no joke. In August of 2022, a pristine example of the 1979 P wide rim dollar, graded mint state 67 by PCGS, sold for an incredible $6,463 at Heritage Auctions. That's right, a coin worth $1 face value, sold for over $6,000 because of a tiny design variation and flawless condition. Even in slightly lower grades like MS66, these coins have regularly sold for over $1,000, with prices climbing steadily due to rising demand and limited surviving examples in high condition. But it gets even better. There's also a proof version of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar struck at the San Francisco Mint, which includes its own rare variety. The Type 2 proof, with a clear, crisp S mint mark, is highly prized by collectors and has sold for over $15,000 in deep cameo perfect condition. Though we're focusing on the 1979 P in this video, serious collectors know that Susan B. Anthony dollars hide many valuable surprises across all mints and years, so how can you tell if you have one of these jackpot coins? Start by grabbing a magnifying glass or zoom lens and take a close look at the date. If the rim appears thick and nearly touches the digits of the year, especially the 1 and 9, you may have the wide rim, or near date variety. Compare it with known images online, or use a coin grading app to double check. Also, inspect the surfaces for scratches, nicks, or wear. Coins in top condition command far higher prices, and only those with original mint luster and clean fields will qualify for the highest auction premiums. Collectors today are actively hunting for these coins in rolls, bank bags, and even old family coin jars. Many wide rim varieties slipped into circulation before collectors realized their rarity. That means they're still out there, waiting to be discovered by sharp-eyed treasure hunters like you. Demand has surged due to social media exposure, YouTube videos, and rising interest in modern coin collecting. Dealers are offering hundreds to thousands of dollars for certified specimens, and auction houses are seeing fierce bidding wars for the highest grade examples. If you're starting your own hunt, here's what you should do. First, focus on 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollars and separate out any that appear to have a thick, bold rim around the date. Second, check the condition. Coins with sharp details and no signs of wear should be preserved carefully. Third, consider submitting any promising coin to PCGS or NGC for professional grading, because authenticated coins in high mint state grades attract serious buyers and auction attention. Also, stay connected to coin collector communities and keep up with auction listings on Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and Great Collections. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful or exciting, hit that like button right now and help more people discover the value hidden in their pocket change. Leave a comment below if you think you've got a 1979 P wide rim dollar, or if you have any questions about identifying yours. I reply to every comment because your journey as a collector is just beginning, and I'm here to help guide you every step of the way. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more rare coin reveals, real auction prices, and powerful stories behind America's most fascinating coins. We've got more treasure hunts, price breakdowns, and must-know collector tips coming your way, so make sure you don't miss out. Number 3. Imagine opening an old penny jar, the kind your grandfather might have forgotten in the attic, and right there, tucked between the ordinary, is a coin that could secretly be worth a fortune. Most people wouldn't even notice it, but what if I told you that a penny from over a century ago, minted in San Francisco, could be the key to unlocking a treasure worth thousands of dollars today? Keep watching, because this rare coin is hiding in plain sight, and the next one could be yours. The 1917 Lincoln Wheat penny is more than just a piece of copper. It's a time capsule from an era of World War, innovation, and American grit. Struck at the San Francisco Mint during a period of growing U.S. involvement in World War I, this coin represents the spirit of a nation on the brink of global leadership. That little S mint mark under the date? It's your clue to something truly special. At first glance, this coin might seem like any other old penny. But don't be fooled. The 1917 has some truly unique features that make it stand out for collectors. Look closely at the wheat stalks on the reverse. Sharp definition and even a slight doubling on the obverse can drive serious demand. Coins with a strong strike, minimal wear, and full detail on Lincoln's cheek and beard are exceptionally rare and command top dollar in auctions. Now, here's where it gets exciting. The 1917 is tough to find in high grades. Most examples were heavily circulated during the war era and are now worn down. So, if you find one with sharp details, even light luster, and no major scratches, hold on tight, because it could be one of the most valuable wheat pennies in your entire collection. Coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC confirm that high-grade 1917 pennies are becoming harder to locate with each passing year, which only increases their market power. In fact, let's talk real market action. In August of the year 2021, a stunning 1917 wheat penny graded mint state 66 red by PCGS was sold at Legend Rare Coin Auctions for a jaw-dropping $48,000. That's right, a penny turning into nearly $50,000, all because of condition, rarity, and collector demand. And earlier, in a Heritage Auctions event, another 1917s in pristine condition crossed the block for over $25,000, proving the long-term value of this legendary coin. So, what should you be looking for? First, the date. It must say 1917. Second, the small S mint mark under the date on the front side of the coin, confirming it was struck in San Francisco. Third, inspect the coin's surface. Is there sharp detail on Lincoln's features? Are the wheat stalks bold and separated? Is there minimal wear? Even if your coin is circulated, strong details can still hold good value. You'll want to check old rolls of pennies, inherited collections, estate sales, flea markets, and antique stores. Many people overlook this coin, thinking it's just another old penny. But that's where smart collectors make their move. Grab a magnifying glass, take your time, and always examine the reverse side for strike strength. The wheat lines should be clearly separated and not smoothed out. For collectors today, the 1917s offers a mix of history, challenge, and potential reward. It's a coin that's hard to find in top grades and extremely satisfying to hunt for. Its rising value shows no signs of slowing down, especially with growing global interest in pre-1920 US coinage. Even circulated examples in nice condition are being snapped up faster than ever. If you're collecting wheat pennies, don't skip over this date. The 1917s should be a top priority in your search. Its historical roots, low survival rate in high grades, and explosive auction prices make it one of the most exciting coins in the entire Lincoln Cent series. Remember, collectors who find and preserve these rarities are not just saving copper, they're preserving American history. Thanks a lot for watching and making it to the end of this video. If you learned something new, smash that like button, drop a comment if you've ever found a 1917s, or if you're still searching. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos packed with real auction prices, rare finds, and expert collector tips. Keep hunting, your next great discovery might be just one penny away. Number 4. Imagine checking your old coin jar, flipping through an inherited album, or just sorting change, and there it is. A 1942 Mercury dime with no mint mark, old, silver, and shining back at you. At first glance, it may look like just another World War II era dime, but what if I told you that this exact coin, in a rare and specific form, could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars if you know what to look for? This is not a myth, not a fantasy. The 1942 no mint mark Mercury dime holds real value for those who know the secret behind its story. The year 1942 was a critical moment in U.S. history. The world was at war. The country was rationing metals, and the mint was producing coins in large numbers to keep the economy flowing. The Mercury dime, designed by Adolph A. Weinman, was one of the most beautiful coin designs ever made, featuring Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, and a Roman fasces with olive branches on the reverse, representing strength and peace. It was a coin that captured the spirit of America during a time of global uncertainty. Now here's the twist. While the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of dimes in 1942 without any mint mark, which was standard for the time, there exists an extremely rare variation known as the 1942-1 overdate Mercury dime. This coin was created when a die meant for 1942 was accidentally punched over a die dated 1941. The result? A rare and stunning overdate error, where the number 1 is clearly visible beneath the 2 in the date. It's a dramatic mistake, and a dream find for collectors. This overdate error happened in both Philadelphia and Denver, but the no mint mark version from Philadelphia is the one we're focused on today. Because it lacks the D mint mark, it's easier to overlook, and that's what makes it so exciting. It hides in plain sight among other 1942 dimes, but when you find one with that telltale doubling of the date, you're staring at a coin worth thousands of dollars or more, depending on its condition. What makes this coin even more unique is how bold the error is. You don't need a microscope, just a good eye and a magnifier. Look at the date on any 1942 dime you find. If you notice a strange shape behind the 2, like the top or vertical line of a 1, stop everything. You might be holding the 1942-1 Mercury dime, and it could be one of the most valuable coins you'll ever see in your life. When it comes to collector demand, this coin is on almost every serious numismatist's must-have list. It's a major variety, listed in the Red Book and heavily documented by grading services like PCGS and NGC. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar, and the market keeps heating up because finding one in high-grade condition is incredibly rare. Even circulated examples can sell for significant money, but when one shows up in near mint or mint state, the value skyrockets. Let's talk about the real money now. In March 2010, a 1942/1 no-mint mark Mercury dime graded MS66 full bands by PCGS sold at Heritage Auctions for an astonishing $17,250. That's for a single 10-cent coin. And another example in even better condition, graded MS66 Plus, brought in $28,000 just a few years later. These aren't rumors or inflated values. These are confirmed auction results from respected houses, showing how serious the demand really is. Collectors hunting this coin need to understand that condition is everything. Coins with full bands on the reverse torch, meaning the horizontal bands are sharply struck and completely separated, command much higher premiums. Most of these coins show wear, so if you find one that still has those crisp, sharp details, you're looking at a top-tier rarity that could shatter records at auction. If you're wondering where to find this coin, start with your own pocket change. Yes, it still happens. Then check family coin collections, especially albums or jars that haven't been searched in years. Estate sales, flea markets, antique shops, and even online auctions sometimes list Mercury dimes in bulk, and these are the places where an overdate error can be hiding in plain sight. Always check the date carefully and look for any signs of doubling. For collectors wanting to increase their odds, invest in a quality magnifier and familiarize yourself with how the overdate looks compared to a normal 1942 dime. Look online at examples graded by PCGS and NGC for reference. And once you suspect you found one, do not clean it, touch it excessively, or alter it. Submit it immediately for professional grading. Only certified coins bring top dollar in the market. The 1942/1 Mercury dime with no mint mark is one of those legendary coins that keeps the world of numismatics alive with excitement and mystery. It's a rare error, a visual masterpiece, and a historical artifact all in one. And while most have already been found, others are still out there, waiting for someone like you to uncover them. That's what makes coin hunting so thrilling. The next life-changing discovery could happen anywhere. Thanks a lot for watching and joining me on this incredible look into the 1942 no-mint mark Mercury dime. If you enjoyed learning the real story and seeing the jaw-dropping auction values behind this historic era coin, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe so you never miss another rare coin alert. Drop a comment below if you've ever seen one of these or if you want help checking your Mercury dimes. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and may your next dime be the one that changes everything. Number 5. If you think all Mercury dimes are the same, think again. What if I told you that a tiny silver coin minted in Denver in 1945 could turn your pocket change into a massive payday? Yes, this specific Mercury dime with a small d on the reverse holds a secret that could be worth thousands of dollars to the right collector. You could be holding treasure and not even know it. But you'll need to know exactly what to look for, because this coin is hiding in plain sight. In the final year of World War II, as American soldiers returned home and the world began to rebuild, the United States Mint struck millions of Mercury dimes. But only a small number from Denver that year would become legendary among collectors. The Mercury dime series, also known as the Winged Liberty Head dime, ran from 1916 to 1945, and the last year, 1945, closed the chapter with a design so iconic and beautifully struck that it remains a centerpiece in many collections today. But not all 1945 dimes were created equal, especially those bearing the Denver Mint mark. What makes the 1945 Mercury dime with the D Mint mark so unique is the potential presence of a rare error, the 1945D Micro S or repunched mint mark variety. Some dimes from this mintage were struck with a mint mark that appears doubled, distorted, or unusually small, making them stand out to expert collectors. These coins are extremely scarce, and identifying one requires a keen eye and sometimes even magnification. If you see a tiny D under the torch on the reverse, don't rush to spend it. That little mark could be your big break. Collectors go wild for this coin when it appears in pristine condition, especially in mint state or full band strike. Full bands refers to the horizontal lines across the fasces on the reverse being fully separated and sharply defined, which is a sign of excellent striking and preservation. These small details dramatically increase the value and desirability of the coin. In fact, only a few certified full bands 1945D mercury dimes exist in higher grades today, making them extremely hot commodities in the auction market. So how much can one of these coins sell for today? Here's where it gets exciting. In January of the year 2014, a stunning 1945D mercury dime graded MS68 full bands by PCGS sold at the legendary Heritage Auctions for an incredible amount, $6,463. That's right, over $6,000 for a 10-cent coin. And that's not even the rarest known example. Some repunched mint mark varieties have sold for similar figures depending on the condition and demand at the time of sale. These auction records prove that the market is alive and buzzing for this special coin, so where should you be looking for this tiny treasure? Your best bet is to check inherited coin collections, old coin jars, and even flea markets or estate sales. Most people overlook mercury dimes because they no longer circulate, but they still pop up in unexpected places. Use a strong magnifying glass and inspect the area beneath the olive branch on the back, right above the E in 1. Look for a clear, well-formed D, or any sign of doubling or an unusually small mint mark. If you spot it, don't clean the coin, don't polish it, just protect it and take it to a reputable coin grading service. Collectors seeking the 1945D mercury dime are often serious about their sets. This coin is crucial for completing high-grade mercury dime collections, especially those focused on full band strikes or Denver Mint examples. Its connection to the final year of the series and the end of the war era adds powerful emotional and historical value. The demand is strong, and as time passes, pristine examples only become rarer and more valuable. If you're serious about hunting this coin, make sure you use coin rolls, metal detectors in older neighborhoods, and coin shows where raw collections are still being sold. Learn how to grade dimes yourself and always handle with gloves or by the edge to preserve its condition. Stick with PCGS and NGC for authentication. They're trusted worldwide, and their slabs boost value instantly. Set alerts on auction websites like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. You never know when the next treasure might appear. In conclusion, the 1945 mercury dime with a D mint mark isn't just another silver coin, it's a relic from the past, a collector's dream, and potentially, your ticket to thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. Its combination of history, condition rarity, mint errors, and collector appeal makes it one of the most sought-after mercury dimes in circulation today. If you find one with full bands and a repunched mint mark, you're looking at serious money. Thanks a lot for watching and for supporting this channel. If you learned something new or you're ready to search your coins, smash that like button. Drop a comment if you've ever come across a 1945 mercury dime. And don't forget to subscribe for more hidden coin treasures. Your next coin could be the jackpot, so stay curious, stay alert, and keep hunting. Number 6. Imagine finding a coin so rare, so unexpected, that it instantly skyrockets in value the moment a collector lays eyes on it. That's the hidden treasure behind the 1944 Dewey penny, a coin most people overlook, yet could be worth a life-changing sum if it's the right one. So before you spend that old penny in your drawer, you might want to watch this video until the very end. The story of the 1944 Dewey penny begins during one of the most intense times in American history, World War II. While most pennies from this era were minted in copper, the U.S. Mint had made a drastic shift in 1943, switching to steel due to copper shortages for the war effort. That one-year change led to one of the greatest coin anomalies collectors have ever seen. A small number of 1944 wheat pennies accidentally struck in leftover steel blanks instead of returning fully to copper. Now here's where it gets wild. The 1944 D penny with the Denver Mint mark was intended to be a standard copper coin, but a tiny number of these were mistakenly struck in steel planchets, creating an ultra-rare variation that serious collectors dream of. Visually, these rare versions look silver or gray instead of the typical reddish-brown copper tone, and that alone can be the first visual clue that you're looking at a small fortune in your hand. What makes this coin even more exciting is the fact that only a handful are confirmed to exist worldwide. Imagine, millions of 1944 D pennies were struck, but only a tiny number in steel slipped through. Combine that with their unique magnetic properties, a lighter weight, and the unusual silvery appearance, and you have one of the greatest errors in U.S. numismatic history. That level of rarity is what fuels intense bidding wars at major coin auctions. Let's talk market value, because this is where things get jaw-dropping. In August 2021, one of these ultra-rare 1944 D steel cents sold at heritage auctions for a staggering $373,750. Yes, that's right, over $373,000 for a single coin. And even lower-grade examples have sold for well over $50,000 depending on condition and authenticity. If you're wondering whether collectors are still chasing this coin today, the answer is absolutely yes. So what should collectors be looking for? First, check the mint mark under the date. It must have a small d, indicating it was minted in Denver. Next, observe the coin's color. If it looks silver or gray instead of the usual copper, you may have found something extraordinary. Try a magnet test, because these steel versions are magnetic, while regular copper ones are not. Also, weigh the coin. Steel cents generally weigh around 2.7 grams, while copper cents weigh closer to 3.11 grams. Where can you search for this rare gem? Start by going through old penny jars, inherited coin collections, or rolls from local banks and estate sales. You can even attend coin shows or flea markets where undervalued coins might just be hiding in plain sight. And if you think you've found a 1944 D steel cent, get it certified immediately by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, because authentication is key before collectors or auction houses will make an offer. Condition plays a massive role in the final price. A well-preserved 1944 D steel cent in mint state or uncirculated condition could easily break records if brought to auction today. Even in slightly worn condition, this coin commands premium value simply due to how incredibly rare it is. There are fewer than 10 authenticated examples known, and each one has made headlines in the collecting world. The demand for this coin continues to surge, especially among elite collectors and high-end investors who recognize its historical and financial potential. It's more than just a coin, it's a piece of wartime history and one of the greatest minting mistakes ever to slip into public hands. And with precious few in existence, the competition to find or own one keeps getting hotter every year. Thanks a lot for watching and supporting this channel. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, hit that like button and leave a comment if you've ever come across a 1944 D penny that looks a bit strange. Your coin could be the next big auction story. Don't forget to subscribe for more hidden treasures, real auction values, and expert collector tips that you won't find anywhere else. Keep hunting, and who knows, your next penny might just be worth a fortune. Number 7. Have you ever walked past a dime without a second thought? What if I told you that one tiny coin from 1980, with a simple P mint mark, could be worth more than your entire coin jar? That's right. There's a hidden treasure among your loose change, and it's not just a rumor, it's real, and collectors are hunting it right now. Stay locked in, because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at every dime forever. The story of the 1981 dime with the P mint mark begins in Philadelphia, a mint that had just recently started using the P mint mark on dimes in 1980, the very first year it was introduced on this denomination. Before that, dimes struck in Philadelphia bore no mint mark at all. That detail alone makes this year a historic turning point in U.S. coinage. But there's more to this story than just a letter on the reverse side. It's what happened during the production process that makes this coin a legend. Visuals zoom into the P Mint mark on the reverse as we talk about the design. The front of the coin features President Franklin D. Roosevelt in sharp relief, while the reverse showcases the classic torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. But hidden within some of these coins lies a minting mistake that has collectors losing their minds. A small number of these dimes struck in 1980 at the Philadelphia Mint carry doubling on the obverse, visible in the word Liberty, or even a partial misalignment of the die. That's not something you'd catch with a quick glance, but with the right knowledge, it's worth a fortune. Only a very limited batch of 1980 P dimes were struck with these unique mint errors, and many escaped into circulation undetected. And when it comes to coin collecting, rarity is everything. Combine that with the historical importance of the first ever P Mint mark on a dime, and you've got a coin that's in extremely high demand across the numismatic community. Collectors are actively chasing down examples of these in pristine condition, and finding one is like hitting the jackpot. Now, let's talk serious money. In March of 2021, one exceptionally well-preserved 1980 P Roosevelt dime, graded MS68 by PCGS, sold at auction for an eye-watering $1,988 through Stack's Bowers Galleries. And another example, featuring a rare die error, crossed the auction block for over $3,000 at Heritage Auctions in 2019. And these are just early signs of what could be coming as demand continues to grow. So where can you find one of these dimes? The answer might surprise you. These rare gems have been found in pocket change, old coin rolls, and even tucked away in jars inside drawers and closets. If you're a collector or just curious, grab a magnifier and start hunting. Look closely at 1980 dimes with a bold P Mint mark. Check for mint state condition. Look for signs of die doubling or off-center strikes, and most importantly, look for clean, sharp surfaces with full details. If you're lucky enough to find one in excellent condition, especially with any minting error or doubling, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grading and demand at the time of sale. Sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can add even more value and legitimacy when you decide to auction it. Collectors, here's your tip of the day. Focus on finding dimes that look sharp, have minimal wear, and feature strong strikes, especially from 2080 onward when the P Mint mark started appearing. Be sure to check every detail carefully, and don't underestimate any coin with that tiny P. Sometimes, the most unassuming coin can hold the biggest surprise. Thanks a lot for watching and being part of this incredible journey into the hidden world of valuable US coins. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare dime, or if you're checking your change drawer right now. We love hearing your stories and finds. See you in the next hunt for hidden treasure, and remember, always check your pocket change. That one coin might just make you a fortune. Number 9. Have you ever looked at a common-looking dime and thought it might be worth thousands of dollars? What if I told you that the 1991 one dime with the P Mint mark, yes, the same dime sitting in your pocket change, could be hiding an ultra-rare version that collectors are desperately hunting for right now? If you know what to look for, you could uncover a tiny treasure worth a fortune. Keep watching, because this could be the most surprising coin you ever come across. The year was 1991, and the United States Mint in Philadelphia was striking hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes. But something happened during production that year, a rare anomaly, a mysterious error, a tiny difference that now makes a handful of these dimes incredibly valuable. Some of these 1991 P dimes were struck with slight variations that are nearly invisible to the untrained eye. And others were struck on experimental planchets, or have missing details due to die polishing or weak strikes. These rare deviations are what set them apart, and drive up their value at auctions. The 1991 one dime with the P Mint mark features President Franklin D. Roosevelt's classic left-facing portrait on the obverse, and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But it's the condition, strike quality, and unique die errors that can transform this 10-cent piece into a coin worth thousands. Look closely for any doubling on the lettering, a faint or missing mint mark, or an off-center strike. Any unusual characteristics might mean you've found one of the extremely rare ones collectors are obsessed with. Today, in the world of numismatics, the 1991 P dime is highly sought after, but not for just any example. Only high-grade mint-state versions or dimes with known errors are selling for big money. Especially coins graded MS-68 full bands by PCGS or NGC. In fact, one example of the 1991 P Roosevelt dime, graded MS-68 with full bands, sold for $1,520 at a Heritage Auctions event in September 2019. That's 15,000% more than face value for a coin most people would never even notice. Collectors today are actively searching for well-struck 1991 P dimes with strong full bands on the reverse. The full bands designation means that the horizontal lines across the torch are fully visible and separated, indicating an excellent strike. These are especially hard to find from the Philadelphia Mint, which often produced weaker strikes during the early 90s. If you find one in your change, or better yet in a mint set, take a closer look. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on condition. So, where should you look for this treasure? Start with old bank rolls, coin jars, or U.S. Mint uncirculated sets from 1991. Visit coin shows, estate sales, or online marketplaces where older collections are being sold. And always carry a magnifying glass and flashlight, because finding the difference between an ordinary dime and a rare one is often a matter of tiny details that only the prepared can spot. If you're serious about hunting this dime, here's a tip: focus on the bands on the reverse torch and the overall luster and detail. Slabbed coins with high mint state grades bring the best money at auction, but raw examples in pristine condition are getting snapped up fast too. And don't overlook errors like off-center strikes, planchet flaws, or weak details. Submit any potential finds to PCGS or NGC to have them authenticated. It could pay off big. Thanks a lot for watching and sticking with this video. If you found it helpful, please like it now, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin knowledge, and leave a comment if you've ever come across a 1991 P dime with strong details or a possible error. Your story might inspire someone else, or lead to a jaw-dropping discovery. Let's grow this community of collectors together, and keep searching for the treasures hiding in plain sight. Number 9. Have you ever looked at a common-looking dime and thought it might be worth thousands of dollars? What if I told you that the 1991 one dime with the P mint mark, yes, the same dime sitting in your pocket change, could be hiding an ultra-rare version that collectors are desperately hunting for right now? If you know what to look for, you could uncover a tiny treasure worth a fortune. Keep watching, because this could be the most surprising coin you ever come across. The year was 1991, and the United States Mint in Philadelphia was striking hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes. But something happened during production that year, a rare anomaly, a mysterious error, a tiny difference that now makes a handful of these dimes incredibly valuable. Some of these 1991 P dimes were struck with slight variations that are nearly invisible to the untrained eye. And others were struck on experimental planchets, or have missing details due to die polishing or weak strikes. These rare deviations are what set them apart, and drive up their value at auctions. The 1991 one dime with the P mint mark features President Franklin D. Roosevelt's classic left-facing portrait on the obverse, and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But it's the condition, strike quality, and unique die errors that can transform this 10-cent piece into a coin worth thousands. Look closely for any doubling on the lettering, a faint or missing mint mark, or an off-center strike. Any unusual characteristics might mean you've found one of the extremely rare ones collectors are obsessed with. Today, in the world of numismatics, the 1991 P dime is highly sought after, but not for just any example. Only high-grade mint-state versions or dimes with known errors are selling for big money. Especially coins graded MS-68 full bands by PCGS or NGC. In fact, one example of the 1991 P Roosevelt dime, graded MS-68 with full bands, sold for $1,520 at a Heritage Auctions event in September 2019. That's 15,000% more than face value for a coin most people would never even notice. Collectors today are actively searching for well-struck 1991 P dimes with strong full bands on the reverse. The full bands designation means that the horizontal lines across the torch are fully visible and separated, indicating an excellent strike. These are especially hard to find from the Philadelphia Mint, which often produced weaker strikes during the early 90s. If you find one in your change, or better yet in a mint set, take a closer look. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on condition. So, where should you look for this treasure? Start with old bank rolls, coin jars, or U.S. Mint uncirculated sets from 1991. Visit coin shows, estate sales, or online marketplaces where older collections are being sold. And always carry a magnifying glass and flashlight, because finding the difference between an ordinary dime and a rare one is often a matter of tiny details that only the prepared can spot. If you're serious about hunting this dime, here's a tip: focus on the bands on the reverse torch and the overall luster and detail. Slabbed coins with high mint state grades bring the best money at auction, but raw examples in pristine condition are getting snapped up fast too. And don't overlook errors like off-center strikes, planchet flaws, or weak details. Submit any potential finds to PCGS or NGC to have them authenticated. It could pay off big. Thanks a lot for watching and sticking with this video. If you found it helpful, please like it now, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin knowledge, and leave a comment if you've ever come across a 1991 P dime with strong details or a possible error. Your story might inspire someone else, or lead to a jaw-dropping discovery. Let's grow this community of collectors together, and keep searching for the treasures hiding in plain sight. Number 10. Could this little silver coin from your pocket change be worth thousands of dollars today? Most people spend it without a second thought, but collectors are desperately hunting for one specific version of the 2001 Roosevelt dime, with AP mint mark, because of one shocking detail that transformed it from pocket change into a rare collector's dream. And the most incredible part? You might already have one sitting in a drawer, coin jar, or hidden in plain sight right now. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple in American currency since 1946, designed in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death, and the 2001 version might seem ordinary at first glance. But not all of them are created equal. In Philadelphia that year, a small number of dimes left the U.S. Mint with extraordinary and unexpected traits that slipped past quality control and now make those rare specimens worth more than their weight in silver. The 2001 dime with AP mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, is usually made of copper and nickel with a smooth, reeded edge and the famous portrait of Roosevelt facing left. But one variety in particular has gained huge attention. A dramatically misaligned die strike that pushed design elements far out of center. Others include full band strikes where the horizontal lines on the torch are deeply visible and untouched, signaling a very high-quality strike from fresh dies. And these features are what serious collectors pay big money for. What makes these coins so rare and desirable is not only their mistake-based uniqueness, but also their near-perfect condition. Most dimes from circulation are scratched, worn, or discolored, but the few that exist in gem uncirculated or proof-like condition, especially with full bands on the reverse torch, are incredibly difficult to find today. Add to that the fact that 2001 P dimes with mint errors like off-center strikes, broad strikes, or even no edge reading have shown up in auctions, and the demand goes sky high. Now let's talk real money, and this part might blow your mind. A 2001 Roosevelt dime with P mint mark, certified in MS-68 full bands by PCGS, sold at auction for $1,200 through Heritage Auctions in October of 2021. And that's just one example. Dimes with major errors like extreme off-center strikes have gone for even more, crossing $2,000 when the right collectors are bidding at the big houses like Stack's Bowers and Great Collections. And many others, even with smaller errors, have brought in hundreds of dollars if the condition is pristine and the variety is scarce. If you're wondering how you can join the hunt, here's what to do. Search your coin jars, check your pocket change, or even visit local banks and ask for rolls of dimes. Yes, coin roll hunting is still one of the most exciting and affordable ways to discover hidden treasures. When examining your coins, use a magnifying glass to spot full bands on the torch, any misalignments in the strike, missing edge reading, or anything unusual with the lettering and spacing. And of course, make sure the coin has a visible P mint mark on the front, just above the date. Collectors today are paying top dollar for these finds, especially in high grade with certification from PCGS or NGC. The condition of the coin, whether it's MS65, MS67 or higher, dramatically impacts its value, so avoid cleaning or polishing your coins. Instead, store them in soft flips or airtight capsules and get them graded professionally if you suspect you have a rare variety. That little investment could turn your dime into a $1,000 payday, so keep your eyes open, because the next time you receive change at a gas station, coffee shop, or vending machine, you might be holding a miniature jackpot without even knowing it. The 2001 P. Roosevelt dime might seem ordinary, but when struck with precision or packed with a mint error, it becomes a legendary coin in the eyes of serious collectors, and a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered by someone like you. Thanks a lot for watching and supporting this channel. If you enjoyed learning about this rare coin, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden coin secrets, and drop a comment below if you've ever found or are now going to search for this dime. Your support helps keep the hunt alive, and who knows, the next rare coin video might feature your discovery.